Well, I think DC's kind of.
Why does everybody want to talk about Scream?
I don't.
Get Scream out of the.
There's a Scream mask behind you. That's why.
There's a Scream mask behind me and Freddy.
There's a goddamn.
Stop it.
There's a goddamn cup up here. Stop looking at the Scream.
Put my face back. Stop that.
Nick can't help it. Nick always does this. He's always just picking shit up off the shelf.
I have reason this time. Everybody keeps looking at Scream, asking questions.
Movies on video cassette.
Welcome to Strange Glow Video.
Guys, I'm eating junk and watching rubbish.
We're oozing with VHS, horror, nostalgia, and more.
You better block the glow in the dark.
After it runs in videotape, you can get a glow-in-the-dark hand puppet from the movie Casper.
And now, your hosts, Alec, Justin, and Nick.
Hey, you're not allowed to rent here anymore. Yeah!
Welcome to Strange Glow Video. Tonight, today, tomorrow, in the future, whenever you're listening to this, we had an advanced screening of the DC movie, The Flash, and we're going to do a spoiler-free review right now. And you can find
You sound like a kid who's trying to fill words in a 100-word essay or something. The DC film, The Flash, which we happen to have seen in a movie theater.
Exactly. You gotta sound all proper.
Yes, we're big movers and shakers in the movie review world, and we were invited by Warner Brothers personally for an early screening.
We will have a full review on our Patreon and up onto the public channel once the movie actually releases.
There is a review of Scream 6 on our channel. Go check it out.
Yes, yes.
I'm not going to answer that question. That's a loaded question right now.
Yes, quite.
But no, it was.
We liked it until the killers were revealed, didn't we?
Yes. It was quite. Yes, it's a Scream. Can we change gears?
We're going to talk about Scream 6.
Jerry, you saw that, right?
Jerry does not. Jerry does not like horror films.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jerry doesn't.
Yeah, I don't usually do those.
He only likes.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
He only likes Scooby Doo when it's not real monsters.
That's all right.
It's okay.
He likes it when it's just old men in a costume.
Oh, Goose. Silly Goose in the chat.
I had a thing for Daphne.
So we're gonna be as spoiler free as possible.
Now, if anything accidentally slips, that's probably Nick's fault. So, Nick,
Well,
you can apologize in advance.
We don't normally do spoiler free. So.
We don't normally do spoiler free reviews. The only reason we're doing that right now is because obviously it's a little far in advance to be just being like, and then this happened, and then Batman sucked the Flash's dick. You should have seen it. That actually happened though, so I have to cut that part out.
It was both Batman.
Yeah, exactly. He sucked off
That wouldn't
Batman's from different universes at the same time.
That wouldn't be a major spoiler.
They had a sword fight in his mouth.
That wouldn't be a major plot.
Ask me in the comments, who has the biggest bat cock? I'm sorry you had to be here for this, Jerry. This is
It'd be Ben Affleck.
degenerate.
It'd be Ben Affleck.
It's weird. It's weird that Adam West is dead, but still has the biggest dong.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, Adam West probably got that.
No, it was
low hanger.
It was Burt Ward that they supposedly said had such large junk that they had trouble hiding it in his little outfit.
Yeah, that could have just been his balls too.
I don't know.
Some people have those big danglers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm literally just picturing. Someone said
Droopy balls.
Ben Affleck and Gone Girl. You'll know.
You know Ben's got a fucking monster.
I think it's probably got like a good 7 inches,
It made J-Lo
which is
come.
well above average. And there's only a certain percentage of people like it gets less and less.
And it's girthy.
Yeah, it's girthy and nice, so it gets extra points. Now
It's like a tuna
how to
can,
use
you
it.
know? It's like real girthy.
This is how we avoid spoilers, by the way, because I don't know what else.
Yes.
Jason
You just started talking about
205
Batman
says
dong.
Cesar Romero. Maybe Cesar Romero had a big dong. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I bet he did.
I don't know. His mustache looked really good filled with white stuff. I could say that.
I'm now just picturing a very pale and white dick, and the pubes are painted white too.
Silly Goose.
Yeah, probably.
Silly Goose thinks that Pattinson would be well hung.
I don't think so. I think Pattinson's aggressively average.
He might have a penis.
Aggressively medium.
A pencil penis.
He's got a 5.5.
No, it might be
right at the just right there. You know, it does
might
the
be
job. It does.
Are you
the-
measuring from the base or like from the balls? Like where are you measuring from?
We have to measure
Technically,
from the top.
studies
so.
like what they do is like pull it back and measure from the top.
Yeah, you're not supposed to measure from the bottom because that's cheating.
Yeah, because if you do that, like measure from your asshole to the tip of your dick, I'm fucking gone home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like an arm flailing around.
John Taylor 1455 says Nightmare on Elm Street 5 was the best in the series.
what an interesting.
Which one's 5? Is that Dream Child or Dream Master? Or...
Yes, Dreamchild, which
there it is,
actually,
there it is.
by the way, the woman who plays Amanda Kruger was just announced to be at Crypticon this year.
Yeah, she's a guest.
Part 2 is the best film around these parts, right, Alec?
Yes, part 2.
Isn't cast members from that going to be at Crypticon? Yeah, everybody except for the star, I believe.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2, baby.
So, The Flash. What do you guys? Did The Flash live up to your
Oh
expectations?
yeah, we forgot. We saw the
Well,
movie,
see, The
didn't
Flash, for a movie called The Flash, I sure didn't see a lot of cocks flying out of overcoats.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
No.
I'm sorry. I just can't help but derail this.
That's a flasher.
Oh,
Well, we could start with a general review how we liked it.
I will say this movie landed it almost exactly how I anticipated it to land.
What does that mean?
It was, I mean, it just kind of met my expectations from what I saw in the trailers, right? Most of what I saw in the trailers explain a huge amount of the plot going on in there, right? There's not a lot to hide. There's a fair amount of Easter eggs in there, but the overall story arc is pretty straightforward from the trailers.
Yeah, I think the trailer does kind of reveal most everything.
I didn't watch any of the trailers. I purposely tried to stay away from it just so I can go in just blind. I knew it was coming out here in the summertime. I didn't pay too much attention. And when you guys invited me, I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I was pleasantly surprised as far as the entertainment value for it, you know, for the movie. I enjoyed it. Obviously, I mean, we'll get into a little bit later here as far as some of the things that weren't the best, but overall, I thought it was good.
I think everything Michael Keaton is in the trailers except for when we first see him as crazy old man.
damn near. At least bits and pieces
like
of it. For
Is
sure.
that in the trailer?
No, that's
Crazy
like
Old
one of the
Man?
only
Him as the
things.
crazy old man was the only part where it was like, oh,
That was the only
here's some
like,
Keaton that we didn't see in the trailer.
Everything else Michael Keaton I think is in the trailers.
Is that a spoiler?
Yeah, like the
Spoil
I guess
something,
it's one.
Alec? Or not Alec, excuse me. Nick, did you just spoil something?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
no, so like even the line you want to get nuts, like that's in the
Yeah,
trailer.
they put that in
that's-
one of the later trailers. Yeah, I was
Oh,
hoping.
really? Okay.
I was hoping that wouldn't be in the movie because that was kind of cringe. But that was the only cringe thing in this movie for me. I think.
It was, but it brought a smile to my face, and I did laugh.
I know you enjoyed it.
I mean, I enjoyed it, especially because I hadn't seen the trailers, so like it was a surprise for me.
I'm not like
I mean, it was cringeworthy, like kind of forced nostalgia. I get
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't seem like something he would
And
just say
service.
naturally.
Yeah, I'm not huge into the DC movies overall. I like Batman, so that's obviously why I was here.
Mhm.
Any Batman movie, I'll pretty much at least give one shot to. So I wasn't super invested in this, and I had a pretty negative outlook on it based on Ezra Miller. And so
Why? Just based on things he's been doing in the news as of late, or just
Yeah,
the actor himself?
yeah, they've been getting up to some shenanigans. If you hadn't seen in the news, they're pretty much canceled pretty hard for a bunch of crazy shit, like choking people out at bars and public bars, and alleged human trafficking, like weird shit that like we don't know the full explanations for. And apparently they're finally getting help. So
There's human trafficking.
allegedly,
I
but it
didn't know
wasn't
that.
like it wasn't the human trafficking that you're thinking of. It's more like kidnapping.
Oh yeah.
But even then, it wasn't. I don't know all the full
Well,
story
they
and stuff. You
supposedly
know, I'm not an
groomed
expert. But
a girl while she was a teenager, and then they ran off together while after she was an adult, and then they, I don't know, consider that kidnapping, but it might not necessarily
yeah, exactly.
legally be
It's
kidnapping.
that's what I
but-
mean. Like there's not a full story out, and so I have mixed feelings on all of that. However, I will say, before all of that, I enjoyed Ezra Miller as an actor in general. There's a movie called The Stanford Prison Experiment, and it's about the Stanford Prison Experiment, where they had college students pretend to be prisoners and guards, and it like fucking within 24 hours had turned to fucking crazy like prison shit, like Shawshank Redemption type shit. So
Silly Goose, we're talking about Ezra Miller,
yes,
the star of The Flash.
yeah, Silly Goose. We're talking Ezra Miller, star of the Flash, obviously. But I will say the performance given by Ezra in this movie was, you know,
Yeah,
it was a good performance. I liked it.
I enjoyed it too. I thought he did a very good job as an actor. Yeah.
And there's two of them for the whole movie, mostly.
Exactly.
And they weren't overbearingly annoying or anything. Like,
no,
the character does kind of yap and
yeah, I think
and
that's
the
the
other
point
ones,
of it,
but-
though. So I'd take a point off for that. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine.
It's self-aware enough of that though too that I think that kind of works. Yeah, Ezra Miller, they've had all those issues, and it's just really difficult to say much about it. You know, it really lowered my expectations for this movie, but it pretty much landed right where I thought it would within the DC stuff.
Yeah.
It was better than many of them. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite. That's a very loaded question for me because, you know, I love
my dog in my lap, or does it look like I'm jerking off?
Are you jerking the dog off? Is that what you just said?
I'm rubbing his snout.
Nick snout.
I could
Pet
see
the dog. Pet the dog. I'm almost done petting the dog. Don't worry, guys. Just give me a second.
I could see people thinking this was the best DCEU movie pretty easily.
Yeah, because you still get glimpses of characters.
Mm-hmm.
There was one in particular that I was surprised that was in this, but maybe other people knew was going to happen.
Early on,
Yes. Like, I mean, there's one that, like, there's the ones that are in the trailers.
it was rumored around the internet, so
Okay.
people probably did hear about it.
But,
There's not enough Ben Affleck. That is a detriment.
I mean, there could have been a little more, but he was in it enough,
Yeah.
I think, too.
Yeah, he was in a logical amount of it. Yeah.
The pacing for the length of the movie felt pretty good though. It didn't seem like anything was
How long
cut
was
short
that?
or anything was dragged
Well,
out too long.
Recording over Zoom, so you guys can't.
How long was the movie? Let me see.
240 or 145 maybe or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's gonna be longer than that, right?
Oh, yes.
Longer than that, 2 hours. Started at 7. We were
That's 2 hours 24 minutes. That's right. Yeah, it definitely has a good
shit,
pace.
I don't know why I was saying 145.
If it was that long, it definitely has a good pace to it.
How long was it?
2 hours 24 minutes. That probably includes credits. Which,
See, I was expecting it to be closer to 3, and I didn't feel like that was a good length for it, I think.
yeah, that was a good pacing then. Yeah.
That was with the credits, probably though. To your point, Nick, we didn't see credits obviously in this, but
Yeah, and
regardless,
there's probably credit scenes.
well, Justin and I were talking after the movie. Like, I felt like the pacing was good too, but they didn't feel like in some DC movies in the past where they've crammed too much like story, unnecessary context into the scene that didn't need to be there, and it just kind of prolonged. It's just too much information in some other movies, like Batman vs Superman, for example. It's just like, I don't know. I didn't care for that movie. I know it didn't do very well, but this one felt a lot better.
Batman vs Superman was trying to introduce a whole bunch of characters without doing solo film.
Yeah, and they try to do too much in that movie, in my opinion, where that movie could have been 2 movies and and just done better. But
I hadn't seen
this one.
So when I went and saw that,
You never seen Man of Steel?
no, I still haven't.
Oh.
But I'm not a huge Superman guy, so it's kind of like I would only see it if
Yeah,
I was really into wanting just to fill the rest of the story.
Yeah, you won't understand the Zod stuff that's happening without seeing it, but it's not really necessary either. I mean,
But yeah,
you
I mean,
know
I
who
just
Zod,
think-
you know who Zod
Exactly.
is.
I've watched enough Justice League cartoons
or
that
Superman 2 or yeah.
But I was gonna say, fuck, I don't rememit. Nick got me on something else. What was I
talking
saying?
about pacing?
Oh, I was just saying,
Pacing,
like,
cramming too much.
Batman versus Superman, it had me super. I had no expectations for it. So when I watched it for the first time, I was captivated for like the first 20 minutes because of that scene with like, I could tell that they were showing the end of Man of Steel, but from Batman's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is fucking cool. I like that. And I was kind of into it for a little bit before I was like, it slowly just eventually dropped the fuck off. But
Yes, Zach, this is a podcast, and we are actually recording with 2 other people who you cannot see or hear.
oh yeah, I said that.
Oh, you already said that?
I explained it to him.
Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, I can't. Okay, can't talk about that.
I think the action and story was all good. And it had some
I will
good
say this: there's a
emotional
bunch of
moments
fun, unexpected people.
Yeah.
So take that for what you will.
Mhm.
I won't say more than that because I feel like it'll be too much. But
The movie doesn't overdo the fan service and stuff either. You get a couple
No, 'cause
moments
that
here.
There was a couple moments.
But it wasn't overdone like it's like overdoes the whole movie or anything.
there was a couple
Right.
parts where it's like this scene could go on for 20 minutes and people would still love it. But
Yeah.
it's good that they didn't, and they just did. They withheld, they
Little
exercised
touches here and
willpower.
there. Yeah, I felt like there's little touches here and there, fan service and nostalgia. That, I mean, it brought a smile to my face, and I laughed out loud, as they say, a number of times, just because of that alone. So it was a nice touch. Some of it was a little cringeworthy, like Justin said earlier, like that line by Keaton.
Let's get nuts.
That's literally just fan service because it doesn't make sense in universe that he would be saying that
That's
again.
my main problem with fan service is when it doesn't make any logical sense, and it's just it just takes you breaks the fourth wall. And
like in Ghostbusters Afterlife, Ray having that
Ghostbusters Afterlife is nonstop
tattoo and like,
overdoing it.
Yeah,
he's got a candy bar in his pocket.
Well, but Jerry and I were talking about that though. So compared to Ghostbusters Afterlife, I'm a huge Michael Keaton Batman fan, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm not a crazy DC fan, so like I don't know all the ins and outs. So there's people that might watch this and be like, "Oh my God, there's so much stuff crammed in here," because I've never seen any of the CW shows. I've never seen any of those other things. So, and I haven't seen a lot of the cartoons besides some of the Batman stuff. So really, someone that's a huge fan of the DC stuff to the level of the Flash, like that we are to Ghostbusters, might watch this and be like, "Oh my God, you guys!"
We have 666 likes on the TikTok live stream.
Excellent.
That's evil. We need one more, quick, everybody.
So can they not
give us a like? Barry, give us a like. Come on.
Can they not hear Justin and I on the live stream on TikTok?
No, they can't, unfortunately.
Okay.
And we're not going to repeat everything.
I'm going to figure out a way. I think I can run sound into my phone, so I'll figure that out next time. I can run it out from the board into that.
Put the laptop on speaker.
It wouldn't
go very well.
No. It wouldn't. There'd just be feedback.
Can you just do YouTube Live and link it out or something? I don't know.
I mean, there's probably a few options.
Yeah, there's ways to do it, but
for another time.
I don't think it was a dumpster fire. We've all quite enjoyed it. We talked about Ezra Miller already.
Ezra Miller's already been paid. Okay.
Yeah. We got to go for free, so that was a big plus.
Yeah, we didn't pay to see it, so that makes you feel better.
And yeah, we're hoping that Ezra Miller is getting help. I think I've heard that they are doing that right now.
Yes.
And so,
well, I think DC's kind of.
Why does everybody want to talk about Scream?
I don't.
Get Scream out of the.
There's a Scream mask behind you. That's why.
There's a Scream mask behind me and Freddy.
There's a goddamn.
Stop it!
There's a goddamn cup up here. Stop looking at the Scream.
Put my tape back. Stop that.
Nick can't help it. Nick always does this. He's always just picking shit up off the shelf.
I have reason this time. Everybody keeps looking at Scream, asking questions. This is about the Flash.
I mean, I enjoy Scream more than The Flash, let's be honest. But
bullshit. No way, no.
No way in hell. Are you kidding me?
No way.
I mean, maybe not Scream 6. I'll give you that for sure.
You're saying The Flash isn't as good of a horror movie?
Nope.
Okay. Hey, there's some horror moments.
I'd rather suck on Quentin Tarantino's toes. Admit that.
After, what's her name?
What do they call it when
From
you
Dust
stick
Till
your
Dawn?
foot in someone's ass? It's not fisting, obviously, but it's like they call it footing or something. Is there a name for that?
I was gonna say that's the only thing I could think of. Like, so when someone says they're getting your footing,
seen it.
Dipping your toes in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Flash, boring.
Walking through the mud.
All right, then move along, bro.
You're boring in the bedroom, you fuck.
His girlfriend calls him the Flash because he comes so quick.
What are you talking about? His sock calls him the Flash? That's disgusting.
His sock
bad for that
lipstick on calls him the Flash.
Yeah.
Because
I was gonna say I feel bad for the sock.
Why is your sock so crusty?
These are
like to have.
Well, I'm sorry. What?
I was gonna say, ask him what it's like to have his mom fuck him in at night. Still,
What?
What does your dad's cock taste like? I don't know.
oh Jesus!
Wow.
Actually, you want to know? Because I'll tell you.
Jerry, are you gonna get fired
'Cause
from your job if
I
your
know.
boss watches this?
I don't think so. Not talking about work.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Just the unsure of. I don't think so. That was
Just don't send him the link, and I'd appreciate that.
bold
So
delivery.
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah, well,
there's
we're not
certain
like
people-
super famous or anything. You'll be all right.
This will come back and bite me someday.
Nabby Dabby says we're a cute couple. Thank you.
If you want to watch us fuck, it's onlyfans.com/
There's another cute couple.
Nabby Dabby's daddy and mommy.
If you watch the final video, there's another cute couple on the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Jerry's
We're in the middle though, so we're
Take
like
that.
Jerry's in a sleazy hotel room right now. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I shouldn't take a black light to this.
see a
one, so
naked
I don't know.
man walk behind Jerry in the background. That's something. Jerry, who's
There's
that?
an Easter egg for you.
There's a guy hanging dong behind you. Who is that? Don't worry about him.
Thought I was blurring my
use-
background. Fuck.
Are you sure it's a hotel room and not a spaceship room?
Well, it's made to look like a hotel room, but I can't be sure of that.
Just checking.
Should be sure about that part though.
So your alien took you to the, what was it, the promenade?
Holiday Inn
The
Promenade.
Had a room. Had a room at
room.
the holiday.
Jesus.
The Holiday Inn.
Everybody's trying to say the line.
Ooh, we're up to 1,000 likes.
Ooh,
Look at
1,000.
that.
We got 334.
We
in
have
this time.
6 concurrent viewers, meaning people are just popping in, liking, and leaving. But whatever.
Does it
So,
say
would
that
you
we're talking
recommend-
about the Flash? Did you make it say that?
I did.
Would
make
you
it.
recommend?
What the fuck? They asking what we're talking?
Would you recommend people see this movie?
I would recommend it.
Yeah.
If they are DC
I
fans,
would.
Batman fans, for sure. If they're not and don't give a shit about it, nah, skip it.
I mean, if you like comic book movies, I mean, I think it's above
If you like, yeah, if you like comic book movie, and if you have any nostalgia for '89 Batman, yeah, of course, I'd say why not.
Right.
For entertainment value, I think it delivers. I'm not the like Justin mentioned earlier, like hardcore like we are, Ghost, or at least some of us Ghostbusters, compared to DC universe. But I mean, I still enjoyed it, and I would pay to see it.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to see it again. I mean, this wasn't the final version anyway, and there might be credit scenes, and
What's that name? Drizzy Bed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
was looking forward to credit scenes,
seen them before.
but
I think they commented earlier.
last week.
Sorry.
Or something. I'm definitely going to see it again, not just because.
is it almost like expected now to have credit scenes like for almost every movie now? Like you just got to sit through it.
comic book movies? I think.
Comic book movies that are like universe attached movies, stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if there was, like the
Mario
best-
did.
See, personally, there's there's like no question about it. The best post-credit scene is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh yeah.
And I know that I guess Deadpool
Was that the first
redid
one
that.
to do it?
No, it's
Mhm.
probably not the first people
Yeah.
to do it, but is most iconic for me when he just shows up and he's like, "You're still here?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Go home."
Well, and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles has that post-credit scene as well, where he's still thumbing through the
John Hughes, the
Oh.
original connected shared universe, because they're all at Shermer High.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, did you ever see the deleted scenes or the not the edited out scenes? Yeah,
Yeah, I read. So there's a book called, it's a spoof of the Canadian Mounted. That's like he's
Oh, yeah.
reading in there, and it talked a lot about all those scenes, but all those scenes made it on the 4K Blu-ray release. So I bought the 4K Blu-ray release and had it last year, and we watched them and talked about them all.
Yeah, we got together and watched them. Good stuff.
yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess we need to take a break because we're kind of all done with this Flash stuff, and it's really hard not to talk spoilers, and I'm ready to talk spoilers. So
Is there anything non-spoilery that we should touch that we didn't?
I mean, the general consensus was that we all liked it well
If
enough.
you guys
but
want Flash spoilers, let me
And
know.
I think this opens up the is it spoilers, like multiverse, like to really like set the tone for DC to expand on that theme.
I think everybody knows it's multiverse now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see the trailers and stuff, so that's why I asked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that this kind of sets up DC to kind of expand on that aspect and do whatever the hell they want, I guess, in the multi-universe, excuse or ticket to do that kind of stuff. License, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much they're planning on doing that with like crossovers and stuff, but
I think this was the big one to do it in, and I don't need to do it a bunch going forward.
the vibe I got was that they're doing this just to. Well, they weren't. I don't even know if they were intentionally doing this, but the vibe I got is the way they kind of ended it, that they can let James Gunn do his thing with the DC stuff now, and
that was
kind
definitely
of tie that in.
That was one of the changes because they said Ezra Miller came in for some reshoots, so they're definitely, because I think originally Michael Keaton was supposed to keep going, and now I guess that's not happening in favor of James Gunn's stuff. So there's definitely some minor changes to make it fit for the DCU, I think.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, we won't say what just yet.
What was the TikTok consensus? Are they going to hang out for spoilers?
They like the Scream movies, as it turns out. Oh, no, they haven't said anything about that.
Now they're asking about Silverchair, which I've never heard of. So
is that a band?
Yeah, it's the Australian rock band. They had one hit in the 90s, early in the States.
I don't think any of these people are going to watch The Flash, so they probably don't care about spoilers.
yeah, we're about to give Flash spoilers, so if you're sticking around, just be aware. We are spoiling The Flash.
I have to return some videotapes.